welcome to a very, very special edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I am joined today by Cecelia from across the pond. Cecelia won the competition last month and managed to solve all of those puzzles in the Sudoku hunt. And the reward, if we can call it that, is to try to solve a puzzle with me today. So a very, very warm welcome to you, Cecelia. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I was trying to put myself in the position of somebody, you know, if I was asked to be on YouTube with somebody I watched, I would be nervous. Are you okay? Do you think this is going to be all right?
I think it'll be fine. I was a bit nervous and surprised when I found out that I had won. But when I told my husband and kids, they were like, "You got to do it! You got to do it!" Because my kids are all about YouTube and things like that. So they were like, so they were very encouraging that I should definitely try this. So
that is good to hear. So you whereabouts in the States are you?
I am in Seattle, Washington, so pretty much about as far from you as I can get in the States without going all the way like one jump further to Hawaii. So,
Wow.
Pretty far up there.
Yeah, I mean, the internet is a magnificent thing, isn't it? That you and I can solve the puzzle together, sort of cross continents.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great thing.
Now, Mark has selected a puzzle for us to try today. It's called Satellites, and it's by Eric Rathbun, which I have to say, I'm slightly scared. Eric Rathbun's puzzles, sometimes they are complete festivals of colouring, and he is a very clever guy, actually, Eric. So I hope we'll be able to get through this. It would be tragic if we can't solve it. Yes. So, would you like to read the rules, or shall I, Cecelia?
I can read the rules.
Fantastic.
Okay. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Normal arrow rules apply. Normal killer cage rules apply. Digits separated by a white dot have a difference of 1, while digits separated by a black dot are in a 1-to-2 ratio. Not all dots are given.
Okay, so it's pretty normal stuff. So if you are new to the channel, you're wondering what normal arrows rules means. That means that if, let's say, we put a 2 here and a 5 here, 2 plus 5 equals 7. Oops, already misclicking. So that's what we'd write into the circle. And normal killer rules means that those 3 squares add up to 15. Okay, so we've got... Okay, so, and you can't repeat digits in killer cages. So in this cage, for example, that cell, whatever that was in that cell, could not reappear in any of those squares, even though Sudoku might suggest that's possible. The fact that they're in cages makes that illegal. So that is it. Do have a go at the puzzle and see how you get on. The way to play, as usual, is to click the link under the video. But now we get to play. Let's get cracking. Now we pause, Cecelia, and see if we can see anything that's interesting. How big these are? Okay, so these are 7-cell cages, so they're missing 2 of the digits from 1 to 9. And I mean, something I can see, I don't know if it's relevant, but just to mention it, is that this central cell, whatever goes there, can't go in the cages because it would sort of see all the cells. So there's sort of a virtual 8-cell cage there, and a virtual 8-cell cage there. But I don't necessarily, I don't know what to do with that, actually. Should we investigate the...
Yeah, because I was thinking the arrow in the bottom corner there, it's going to have a relatively, well, with so many arrows attached to it, you're not going to have a very low value, especially with three of the arrows being in the same cage.
Yeah, that's a good thought. I agree. So if we filled those cells with the minimum we could, we would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in there, which is summing to 21 on 3 arrows. So I think that must be at least a 7. It's not quite. So that must be at least a 7. And okay. 6 cage. There's only 2 ways of doing that. Let's populate the grid with pencil marks while we.
Yeah. I'm definitely a big pencil marker.
Oh, are you? Oh,
yeah, I'm definitely much more mark in my style of clothing.
Yeah, I wish I could pencil mark a lot, but for some reason it just overwhelms my brain, and then I'm more useless than ever.
Yeah, it's funny because like I'll start out solving Sudokus when I get stuck. My husband helps me, but it drives him nuts because he's like, there's too many pencils.
Oh, so he's more a me type solver, is he?
Yeah, exactly. He just kind of looks at it and is like, oh, I'll put in something there, and yeah, but it's kind of funny because it drives him nuts how many pencil marks I put in sometimes.
Oh, we should give him a shout. What's his name?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. That's what I like to hear. A man after my own heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I have something, maybe. Actually, do I? Hang on. No, I might not have something. Well, that digit, I think, if I just colour those for a moment. You can sort of see that green in this box and this box now is slightly restricted. So green can't go on its own arrow because then we'd have to accompany it with a 0.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it can't repeat in its own cage. So I think it's in one of those 2 cells in box 4 and one of these 2 cells in box 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I can actually see what this is. This is absolutely beautiful. This is ridiculous. So now I think the idea is to consider where green goes in this box and this box sort of simultaneously. Because if we pencil mark, we don't know where it goes. It goes in one of those 3 here, and one of these 3 here. But what's lovely about that is imagine if it goes in one of these 2 squares. It then, because it can't repeat in this funny cage, if it goes in one of those 2 squares, it has to go here.
Mm-hmm.
And if it goes in one of those 2 squares, it has to go here. So although we don't know where it goes, we know in at least one of these boxes it goes on a black dot. And I think that means we know what it is.
Because a black dot has to be a 1-to-2 ratio, so you can't have 7 and 9 on a black property.
Exactly right. So I think this is 8. I don't really know how to pencil mark this though, because there is, well, okay, no, I don't. But one of these at least is 8. So I think this circle must be a 9. Do you see what I mean? I think there must be an 8 in one of those two cells.
Yeah, because you can't get any, because the minimum that you can have on the next one is, well, the maximum you can have is a 1, because you can't have more than 9 is a sum.
So it's sort of, yeah, this actually that's a really lovely idea, that start, isn't it? That's pretty. Okay, so the black, whichever one of these is 8, it will have 4 next to it on its black dot. So yeah, so I think this one is difficult now. Because imagine this was 8, and this is 1, and this is 4.
Then you can't have then the 6 cage won't have a solution.
Very good, yeah, exactly. Then the 6 cage is broken. So I think we have to do, well, yeah, so actually this just can't be 8 full stop. So the 8 in this box is in the cage, so these are not 8. The 8 is here. This is 4. This is 1. And
then the 7 cage has to be 2, 5.
Yeah, 2, 5. And I can see. Actually, let's make sure that we turn all our 8s properly green. So okay, so I think we can pencil mark in box 7 now what these 2 digits have to be. I don't think we can put 9 on an 8 arrow, and I don't think we can put 4 on one of these arrows, because obviously then it'll need
it would have to repeat itself. Yeah.
So would you pencil mark those 4 squares now? I was just wondering that.
Depends. I might. I probably would leave it right now, but if I got really stuck, that's when I really start pencil marking the heck out of everything, because I have found things that I did not spot just by pencil marking it and be like, oh yeah, there's, a hidden triple or a hidden double or whatever, kind of, it just sort of pops out when you see the numbers.
So maybe I'll do that. So if that was 9, then 9 couldn't go. That's almost quite a good thought. I don't think it quite works. If that's 9 in box 6 can't repeat in its cage, can't go on a black dot, can't be in a 6 cage, can't be on its own arrow, can't be in its own column. So that would be 9. 9 would be in the 19 cage, but 9 could well be in the 19 cage. And if that's 9, there's a 9 in the 15 cage. I mean, the 21 cage now, I think, is a bit... Actually, yeah, the 21 cage is forced, isn't it? Because it can't have 9 in it. So I think that has to be 6, 7, 8. And the 8 is helpful there. So we could do that. So there is an 8 in one of those two cells, and this one is green. And we have discovered, my lord, we have discovered green.
Lots of green.
So
I was looking at the 9 arrow, and I'm kind of, there's at least a couple options eliminated because of the 6 cage. Like, you can't have 4 plus 5 equals 9 because then the 6 cage wouldn't exist. I'm trying to think. 2 7's another option.
Yeah, you're
work. I'm just kind of going through the options.
Yeah, keep going, because I think you're I think you're onto something. 2 7 would work.
So basically the way I do this is your options. You've got 1 8. So 1 8 2 7 3 6 and 4 5. So 4 5 is definitely out. Because then the 6 cage would not work. So 3 6 would be an option because that doesn't overlap the 6 cage at all.
But I think there would be a problem.
But then the crop key dot prevents that one.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so what did I say? The next one, 2 7.
2 7. That looks okay to me. That would, I suppose, it would have to be this way round, though, wouldn't it?
Right, because you can't have 7 on a black crop key dot, so that would be okay. And then the last one would be 1 8.
1 8 would have to be 8 here and 1 here, and I think that might be a problem as well.
Because then your ratio for the black crop key dot, it'd be 1 to 2 or 2 to 4.
If this was 1, though, it would be a 2. And I think the 6 cage again suffers.
And then the 6 cage breaks again.
So I think you're right. I think this has one option. I think it has to be 7 2.
2. And then that has to be 4 because the 1 would break the cage again.
Perfect.
There we go.
Perfect. So, and we know there's an 8 in here, don't we? So let me try and remember what my green markings mean. So, oh, sorry, yes, you're right. So now 7 goes in the corner.
Oh.
So now I feel like this 19 cage has become tricky, but that might be wrong. If I can't put 6 or 7 in it, it definitely has 9 in it, I think, because if it didn't have 9, then the maximum digits it could have in it would be 8, 5 and 4, which definitely don't add up to 19. And if it didn't have 8 in it, its maximum digits would be 9, 5, 4, and that's not enough either. So I think we know what this is. I think it's 8, 9 and 2. So this is...
Now we know where the 8 is.
Yeah, lovely. 8. And we can put that in there. Now you will have to help me with Sudoku, Cecelia.
Okay.
So what are these? 3, 6, and 9. Oh, so where's 9? Okay, we can do 9 in this box. And this must be... Oh, we can do all of them. 6 and 3, I think.
Wow. I like when they just snap into place like that.
Yeah, that is... So this column needs 1...
So now we only need 2 more.
1, 5. Okay. And okay, so this can't be 8, so our 8 is right at the bottom, or nearly at the bottom of column 8. I suppose, yes, okay, so I suppose there's a point about 3, isn't there? 3 in box 2 is slightly restricted because of this 3.
Mm-hmm.
It can't go in those
Because
two.
it's in the cage.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I know what Mark's done. Oh no, I'm wrong. I thought
Tell
for,
me.
well, I thought for a moment that he was trying to thwart me with Uber Sudoku. So I was looking at this cell and I was thinking that is restricted, I think. Because in its box it sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, and it sees 6, 7 as well. So I think that can only be 3 or 9. And in my brain was saying, oh, it can only be one thing, but my brain was wrong. Okay. So where do we look now, do you think?
I was trying to think about that.
So, okay. Ouch. Right. There is a lovely point, I think, about this cage now.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that... We can see this cage doesn't have 8 in it. So, can it have 9 is a question I think we should ask. If it has 9 in it, the other 2 cells are going to add up to 6. And I don't think they can. But it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that yet, but...
So if we had 2 cells in here that add up to 6, they definitely couldn't be 1, 5. So they'd have to be 2 and 4. And that would make this a 5 and this a 5.
Oh, okay.
So I think there is no... Yeah, this is really weird. So this cage now doesn't have 8 or 9 in it. And if it didn't have 7 in it, this is a bit sort of killer Sudoku nerdiness, but it would have to then be 4, 5, 6. That's the only way of getting to 15 if you don't use 9, 8 and 7. And it couldn't be 4, 5, 6 because if it was, I think this cell is in trouble.
If you have 4, 5, 6, then that one in column...
I think this cell...
That one disappears then.
Yeah, it's impossible to fill. So I think there must be 7 in here. Which means 7 is in one of... Whoopsie. 7 is in one of those 2 cells. And we've got to put...
And then the other 2 cells would have to total 8.
Yeah.
So...
So 2, 6 or 3, 5. Oh, that all seems quite plausible. Oh, I see. Oh, this is weird. Okay. But what we could do... Now we know there's no 9 in here. We could ask where 9 goes in row 2.
So then...
So I think...
9. So it has to go in the center there.
Yeah, I think so. And now this becomes a 3. And these 2 cells have to be what looks like 6 and 7. And we've got a 9 in our... This is really weird. Okay. So now, let's ask where 9 goes in the middle box.
It's only got. Well, no, it's got.
So I think Sudoku takes it out of those cells.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can put it on the white dot. Because if we do, it
has to be an odd even pair.
Yeah, but if it's 9, it's going to have to go with an 8, I think.
8, and that's not possible.
Yeah, so I think.
So it's in the other cage then.
Yeah. And now by Sudoku, it's the same sort of thing. Here, look, if we were to, we can see the 9 is in one of 3 places at the bottom of column 6. But if it was exactly there,
then you need an 8 on the other side,
yeah.
And that's not possible.
So I think it overlaps with our green, and we get an 8-9 pair at the bottom of this column, which actually looks particularly. That looks a bit useless. I wonder if that's. Oh, okay, so 9 just by Sudoku is in one of those 2 cells. I guess it can't go on an arrow that adds up to 8. And
then in box 1, it's in the top row, but that doesn't help us a lot right now.
Okay, let's put it in though. It might yield stuff. See, I'm seeing that digit is slightly restricted in box 5 now. Oh no, hang on, it's actually very restricted. I'm sorry, so sorry. It is very restricted. I didn't realise it was in one of those 2 cells.
Oh, okay.
So it can't repeat in its own cage, so I think it goes there. Oh, so what is it then? If it was 7, it would. Oh, that's lovely. Eric's so clever. Good grief. So I think we do know what the yellow digit is now. If we think about it in combination with this digit here, and imagine this was 7, then we need this to be consecutive with 7.
So it'd either have to be 6 or 8, and it can't be 8.
It can't be 8, and if this was 7, the purple one would be 6. So we couldn't fill this cell. So let's look at that. So 7 would go there, 6 would go there, and then this can't be 8, and it can't be 6.
Right.
So I think we have to put 6 in here, which means that's 6, that's 7, and now we need a digit that's consecutive with 6, but it's not 7.
So that would have 5.
5. And we've got 2s and 4s, I think, to place in column 6. Oh, can we get... No, that one's... I'm trying to scan along all this rinky-dinky cage, and it's... I think 2 and 4 aren't in it, so... That's 2 or 4. So this is... Oh, this can't be 7, I suppose. 7 wouldn't be consecutive with 2 or 4. So this is 1, 3, or 5. And we could I don't know what we could do now. We can probably do
That's
1, 3, 6. This cell is a tiny bit restricted. I think it can only be 1 or 3 because of this 6, 7 pair. 7. And we might have to resort to some Sudoku, Cecelia. We might. I'm wondering whether we're meant to pencil mark things. So what do we got there? 2, 3, 7, 9 into these squares. Let's fill them in and see if anything happens.
Oh, I got that.
So.
Yeah, this is definitely the part when I start pencil marking a lot more.
6. Oh, we can get rid of 5 from that one, so that one's not 3. We can, and this column, we've got 1, 3, 6, 7, haven't we? So 1, 3, 6, 7. And on the arrow, that means this is either 1, 7, 2, or 5. Oh no, that's no use at all. Ah, okay, but where's 7? Where's 7 in box 5? I think that's in one of 2 places. So this can't be 7 at the bottom, so this can't be 1. Oh, right. Gosh. This puzzle is actually, it's really impressive. I think we can do something more with 7 in this box now. Because if we make this 7, I don't think we can put 7 into row 5 anymore. Because it couldn't repeat in its own cage and it couldn't repeat in its own column.
So, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so I think the middle digit might have to be 7. So that's the digit that doesn't appear in any of these cells. And these squares are 1, 4, 6 now. Yeah, gosh, this is honestly. Actually, I have to commend Mark for this, because this puzzle is a lot deeper than you first think. Look at the 4 now in this box. It's definitely in this cage. So if we trace it through this cage, it can't repeat.
There's only one spot for 4 in that box.
Yeah. So that's 4, that's 2. This is no longer 1.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, if I could do Sudoku, it would be better. That's a 3, that's a 1, that's a 4 in the middle box. So 3 comes out of these cells. And 3, 5, 8 at the start of row 4, and we've got another white dot with an odd digit on it. So that looks like it's got to be a 2 or a 4. I don't think it can be 6.
Right.
And I think in this box it looks like we've got a sort of 4-7 pair down at the bottom. Have we got any chances of 3s in corners today? Maybe here. 3, 5 there. We've got what? We've got 2 chances. 2 chances for 3s in corners. 7. 1, 3, 5. 3, 5, 6. You remember the 15 cage we were looking at earlier?
Yeah, I was just staring at that actually, but not quite seeing
I think
how it's useful yet.
I think it's got to have 6 in it now by Sudoku. So it's got 6, 7 and 2 in it to make it add up to 15. And now we get the 2 and the 5 and the 4 and 3, is it? God. That's okay. Now we get 5, 5, 1.
And also the Kropke dot in box 1.
Oh, nice. Yeah. 4. 1, 2, and 5. Oh, 5. 5 in box. So we're doing nicely now. Certainly in the northeast, we've done very well. Now, so what do we need at the start of that row? 1, 5, 9. And then those are going to be 3, 8. Let's tidy up the pencil markings in case it helps. Oh, 4. I think we can place in box 4. And 1 comes out of these squares. So we're whittling away these arrows slowly. So
you also reduced at least on the 8 arrow that's facing down because of the Kropke dot. It can't be 3, 5 anymore as a sum.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. So it's either 1, 7 or 2, 6. And whatever it is sort of going to affect this digit, isn't it? So 7, 4, 8. Oh, yeah. You're right. This is important. This is important because you can do that again in the row for this one, I think.
Yeah, that can't be 3, 5 either.
Yeah. So now this one
must be 3, 5.
Must be 3, 5. And okay, so there's a 3, 5, 8. There's 2, 3, 5, 8 triples. I hope we haven't got a deadly pattern here. No, it should be okay. It should be okay because this is offset, I think. But so 5 is here, isn't it? Because we've got 3, 5, 8 here, 3, 5, 8 here. So I don't think either of those can be 5. And that 5 fixes this as a 3. Good grief. So now... Okay. I think we nearly have finished, but...
Yeah, I was just looking at that last blank one in box 9, seeing if there's anything. I mean, it's a triplet, but it doesn't tell you anything new, I don't think. We've almost pulled out.
What do we need at the bottom of this column? 1, 3, 6.
Yeah.
Ooh, that doesn't seem to help at all.
No, you forgot the 1.
Oh, thank you. No, that really won't help. Okay, 9 in this row we can place. I think that has only one place to go. So, golly, I don't think that's helped either.
I'm looking at the cage on the left, and I don't know for sure, but the 1 digit that appears in all 3 spots is 1. So I'm wondering if the zigzaggy cage there, if
this one,
yeah, because there's 1 appears in all 3 places. So if that one, if there's any of those that we can eliminate.
5, 1, 7. Yeah, there probably is. Let me think. Actually, I'm not sure. I've got something very dull in row 7. There must be a 1 or a 2 on this arrow, and this is a 1 or a 2. So I don't think that can be a 1. I told you that was dull. Can we... It's probably one of these arrows that's absolutely impossible now. Let's... 3, 6, 7. Where are you, you naughty arrow? So if this was 6... Have we used all our crop key dots? Because that's another thing that I'm very prone to doing.
Yeah, I think we've used up our crop key dots. So
Okay.
we're...
Oh, 9 in column 3 is restricted, I think. I think it has to go there.
Yeah, there is.
That's
I
odd.
think that's the last space for it.
Yeah. So we get 2, 7 there. And ooh, I don't know what to do.
I'm staring at box 8 and trying to figure out the 1, 2, 5 pair of that, of the one, so the 2 digits in the cage and then the 2 on the arrow, if there's some sort of impossible
yeah,
voice there.
6. There could well be, or there could be. Oh, look, Sudoku. We've got a 4-9 pair down here that we've had since almost the start. So let's see if that helps us. 4, 9, 9, 8, 8. I've got a horrible feeling this isn't going to... Well, it gets rid of 2 from there. And 2 from here. So that gets rid of 6 from here. And I suppose 6 from there as well. Now what oh no, it does. It does do things because the 9 now bounces up here, look. So that's got to be 9. And that's 1. Oh no, I don't know actually. This is now not 1, so this is not 7. And we've got a 2, 6, 7 triple to go with our 3, 5, 8 triple in column 2. And we've got a 3, 5, 8 triple and a 1, 2, 6, 7 quadruple in column 1. So okay, and 2 is definitely now in the cage here. So that would eliminate 2 from here, but unfortunately, that's not quite good enough. 5, 1, 3, 5. Oh, we can't be defeated. We're going to have to work it out. What could we do? That's 6, that becomes 1, 7, that becomes 2, 6, that becomes 1. 6, 1. 2, 5, 1. Gosh, it's almost incredibly difficult for this to be a... Oh no, that's okay actually. Sorry, I think I'm wrong about what
I was wondering about the 6 in row. Let's see, in the second. Let's see. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Row 5, the ones. So you were looking at the 1, 6 pair, but I was looking at the other one, wondering if that could be 6 or not. Just looking up and down the row, if it would eliminate.
This one, or...
Yeah, I was just kind of looking up and down the row and through the cage and kind of like running through if the scenarios, like if it was 1, what would happen if it was 6.
Yeah,
Let's
so if
see.
this is 1, this becomes 2, 6, and this becomes 7. And this
And then
becomes
over
1,
in the
7. This
mhm,
becomes 2, so we'd have a 1 here and a 2 here. So this would become 5,
5.
1, 7. And now I'm losing track of
Yeah,
what's
no,
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
we can more Sudoku. There's a 4 here and a 4, 7 pair.
oh,
Look, we're still okay. 4,
we're
7.
we're trying to do the hard
Yeah.
thing.
So that's 3, so that's 5. Oh, lovely. So now we've got a 1, 2 pair in this naughty zigzaggy cage.
So now that we know that's a 6 for sure.
So that's a 6. That's a 1. That's
1.
a 7. That's a 2. So this is a 6 now on this arrow. So that's 6, 2. So this has to be 1, 7, and we can do it. We were foiled at last by Sudoku. Oh no, we're not going to get. Oh, we could still get a 3 in the corner.
Well, we still have the cage in box 1, 2. It's cool.
Is that 7?
That's a 6 up there. Or no, sorry, that's a 2 on box in the.
Oh, this one here, 2.
Yeah, that's 2.
And that's 7. Oh no, I've got a bad feeling about. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Oh look, we do. 5 goes here. 5 goes here. 8, 8, 3, and. Do you want to sing or shall I?
3 in the corner.
That's 3 in the spotlight.
Spotlight.
Losing its religion. Let's see if it's correct. Yay! How old is the puzzle? Oh gosh, so it is quite an old puzzle actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 8 months or so. That was very enjoyable.
Yes,
and
that was fun.
And most important thing is we finished it as well, which is great news. And
you got to do a little bit of coloring, even if it wasn't the whole.
Yeah, and yes, actually, it was not quite as chromatic as Eric's puzzles sometimes are, but I have to say, some of the ideas in this were absolutely beautiful. I loved the break-in, and I loved the choice of these cages as well. It was very, very cute. And Cecelia, I love the fact that you were prepared to do this with me. So thank you very much for being part of the video.
It was fun.
And let us know how you got on. We enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.